Well, Forbes magazine has just released its list of the world's most powerful women. And here to discuss who made the cut is U.S. business editor Andrew Schmertz. Thank you for being here, Andrew.
Oh, good to be here. You never invite me to play with the animals.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, we want to keep you
all the
safe.
fun with the reptiles.
We have to keep you safe because you're on money, honey.
That's right. And we have to start off with knowing what number did Lola come in on the list.
Well, on the Schmertz most powerful women list, she's number one.
Oh,
and then,
but we're not talking about that list today, so let's move to Forbes' list.
to a list people have heard of.
Yes.
Okay, so who tops the list?
So Angela Merkel, from the Chancellor of Germany, she is one tough woman. Have you ever seen her smile?
No.
She has a very tough job because she is a hardline advocate of austerity. She leads the European Union nations, the 27 nations. They look to her to make decisions, and she is considered the most powerful woman in the world right now by Forbes.
And she wasn't the only international player to make the list.
That's right. Brazil's president made the list as well because Brazil is part of the BRICS countries.
Right.
Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So Brazil is becoming a far more powerful country, certainly economically, and so she is on the list there. There she is.
Wow.
All right, well, let's get to number 3. I know that Hillary Clinton was on the list, but we got to skip it because Melinda Gates came in 3rd, Michelle Obama was 4th, and she was followed by Hillary Clinton, who I just mentioned, but Hillary Clinton was higher on the list last year. She was number 2, so what changed? And Michelle also was bumped up in the list.
Well,
Hillary
Hillary
was shuffling going on, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Hillary was Secretary of State. So
Right.
that's a powerful position. She has stepped down from that position, but she is out there. She makes $200,000 per speech.
Really?
She has a book deal
Wow.
of $14 million.
Goodness.
She is clearly the Democratic front runner. She leads all the candidates in the polls, and right now she leads the Republican contenders as well. She was the first lady to become a senator, and she may become the first female president of the United States. So she is clearly, here in the United States, probably the most powerful female politician, even though she does not hold a title right now.
Right. Well, number 5 is not that shabby either on the list.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
Not so shabby.
pretty
You're
good.
right about that, Shannon. So several women in the world of entertainment also made the
Absolutely.
list. We see Beyonce back here. She's one of the people. Who else?
Well, Beyonce has a $50 million contract with Pepsi. Which includes a concert collaboration and a 55-date world tour. She has 104 million people saw her sing at the Super Bowl. She is, of course, one half of the entertainment power couple right now.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's right. So she is really much driving a lot of the conversation in the entertainment world.
She sure is. We talk about her all the time.
All the time.
We sure do. We can't get enough of Miss Beyonce. And she's actually number 17 on the list. And Oprah Winfrey, of course.
Oprah Winfrey,
she
of
has
course.
to be on the list.
Do you know Oprah still brings in about $200 million a year?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, through all of her various, avenues. She's not just, she doesn't do her talk show anymore, but she runs a television network. It's her second foray into the television network. She runs her own production company. She has the magazine. She is still sought after for all of her comments.
And one of the first African-American billionaires in the country.
In the country, that's
My
right.
goodness,
That's
Miss
right. There's only a
Oprah.
handful of them.
Okay, well, we talked about Beyonce already, so what about other singers like Lady Gaga?
This was a little bit of a surprise, Lady Gaga.
I was surprised to see Lady Gaga on the list, too.
I was surprised by Lady Gaga, but she came in a number. She's
number 45.
She's number 45.
Yeah, and Shakira is number 52.
Yeah, but she made $160 million.
Lady Gaga made
$160 million, and her Born This Way tour.
Wow.
So she continues to be a force, and not only that, she's also an investor. She has an investor in a couple social media sites.
Really?
She has 30 million followers on Twitter.
Goodness.
So people are interested in what she has to say.
She's so influential with the younger crowd as well. I think that helps add her esteem to be on the list.
That's right.
Her fans are obsessive, and clearly that's paying off.
Lola mentioned Shakira. What about her? She's number 52 on the list.
She's number 52 on the list as well. Again, another surprise out there. What did you say? And I think this is just an example of female entertainers really starting to get their
shine and
own
recognition.
power. It's not just that they're hired by people,
Right.
that they drive the conversation, that they write their own material, they cut their own deals.
Yeah.
They are business people,
Yeah.
and I think we're starting to see that.
And that really is an evolution because historically, a lot of the female singers in particular were always managed by somebody who ran off with their money. Because
Right.
these
That's
girls are not only holding
That's
on
right.
to the cash, but they're holding on to the power as well.
That's
I like
right.
that.
And we can't do this without mentioning Giselle.
Oh, Giselle Bündchen.
So, you know, it says something when, you know, Tom Brady is not the breadwinner in a family. Okay? And because he makes about $20 million a year. But you know, she made about $45 million last year.
Wow.
Giselle?
Giselle made $45 million last year from endorsements from including Chanel and David Yurman.
Okay.
And, you know, she is considered the most powerful supermodel in the world right now.
Really?
She is also she also advocates for specific causes. She is the UN ambassador for the environmental program at the United Nations. She teams with Al Gore. So it's really interesting that she is much more than just a model.
Yeah, she uses her power for good.
She uses her power for good. And it's very, I was always very surprised that Giselle.
Who thought Giselle? And she was number 95 on the list, but she's still.
Well, it's not bad to be in the top 100.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought Giselle might be a little higher. I don't know how
really?
Lady Gaga is higher than Giselle.
That's true. But one person who's on the list at number 37 is Angelina Jolie, who I would expect to be bumped up next year because of her recent announcement.
You know, it's a good point. I think because she's now out there over what she did to avoid breast cancer, she is, you know, she continues to be one of the top-making female movie stars. You cast her in a movie, and it's going to automatically be a hit these days. Wow. She's also obviously out there on social issues.
Absolutely.
Adopting children, going to Africa often, and, you know, that's part of how this list came together.
Really?
Okay. Well, let me ask you, how do they pick which women get on the list? What is there like a scale they grade on?
So Forbes is saying that they're using a whole different metric here.
Okay.
They're using a combination of money that you earn, media coverage that you get, how you go about getting the media coverage and getting the results you want, and then what are the results. So they're looking for what they claim are exhilarating people who are doing things outside of the normal way. Of course, when you have $100 million, you get to
you can do a lot of things.
Exhilarating, right? So that's a good start.
Okay, so that's how I make the list next year. I need to make $100 million.
You're on your way with the show.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
A few more reptiles, you know, interviews with reptiles, and you'll be
Keep
there.
Andrew coming back, and we'll be sure to get there soon.
Well, Andrew, thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
always so much fun.
Have a good time.
Oh, okay. And you're watching
Great.
Arise Entertainment 360.